X-Men, Magneto is destroying the MRD facility. We must stop him.
Hi, I'm Adam Becker.
And I'm Bowen Cairns.
And today we're going to be watching the final match from the Canadian Pinball Challenge. We're going to be watching myself, John Flitton, Nick Lane, and Les Kowal. This is the final game of 3 on X-Men, and going into this final round, I have 6 points, John has 5 points, Nick has 3 points, and Les has no points. So at this point, it's basically anyone's game between myself, John, and Nick, but Les is just sort of playing it for fun.
Yeah, so if you win, or if John Flitton wins, they win the championship outright. And Nick Lane, if he wins, he's going to need a little bit of help because you would win in the second place. But I hear they're playing for a pin here.
Yeah, the pin is the prize here, actually. The pin, the small sort of home edition that just came out from Stern. This is the Transformers version. So the winner of this game will get to take home the brand new pin in box for the winner.
So it being the Transformers version, it has an All-Spark and not a Tesseract. Is that what I'm understanding?
That's correct. It does have the All-Spark, and instead of the Hulk in the middle, it is the Megatron.
Ooh. All right, well, let's see how these 4 players handle it. Don't give away the ending too soon, Adam. But we're going to watch these 4 players challenge it off on X-Men for the championship.
All right, so first up is myself, and I'm just trying to warm up a little bit, and I guess I'll try for the skill shot, which is either the inner loop, which is the rogue shot, or the upper ramp, which is the storm shot.
Let's get an inner loop shot there, and also counts as a lock, so you get a replunge immediately. Whoa, holy mackerel.
Yeah, the tilts were not overly tight on this thing, so you can get away with quite a bit.
Oh my lord. So a couple of major goals in this game. One is what you've just done there, which is to start Wolverine multi-ball. Basically just beating on Wolverine a few times. We'll see Magneto as a major goal later, but Wolverine's really the first thing players should go for. One thing I learned recently about X-Men is that during this multi-ball, you actually have an opportunity to score higher or lower based on what the dot matrix is telling you.
Really?
About the Wolverine.
See, I have always thought that there's 4 shots lit, and it seems like the 2 on the left flash faster than the 3 on the right, and I always thought those were worth more points.
So it alternates, and alternating meaning it could be sometimes one, sometimes the other. And it's not just a left or right thing, but the dot display will tell you which way to go using an arrow.
Interesting.
And if you go in the direction of the arrow, you'll get 600,000. If you don't go in the direction of the arrow, you get 200,000. Now you got all the way through to the super jackpot of 2 million there, which I was surprised how quickly that happened. Actually, I thought it would take more shots than that. Oh.
Yeah, quick drain right there. Just ricochet off the center ball for 8 million. So I was pretty happy with 8 million going into ball 1. So. Because it's a low-scoring game, so it seemed like it was all right.
Yeah, and so you did play a strong Wolverine, but no other progress.
No.
And we'll see Nick here as player 2. Nick is from the Buffalo area.
Yeah, one of the few non-locals to participate in this tournament. It was nice having some out-of-town talent come in and make it into the finals.
Mm-hmm. He's playing for the pin.
He is playing for the pin. And he starts his Wolverine multi-ball, basically doing the exact same thing that I did, and see the same sort of strategy from everyone, I think, this round through, because the Wolverine was only set up for like 2 or 3 hits to start for the first time through.
Right. Now, one important aspect also is the player can put the ball in that hole on the left for Blackbird when it's flashing lit as it is now, and that will release a 3rd ball into play.
Yep.
So this is definitely an aspect of the strategy on this game that is critically important, that he'll get it now off that bounce in. But,
yeah, there's the add-a-ball, and then there's some other nice features there where you can actually get bonus X or hold bonus. If you can get the bonus X and hold bonus, that'll help out quite a bit as well.
That's pretty huge. But yeah, if you see the dot display here, it's kind of pointing to the right, and that means shots on the right are worth 600,000. The shots on the left are worth 200,000. You also see it from the strobing versus flashing that the shots are doing. So like right now, the ones on the right are strobing faster than the ones on the left. They're worth 600,000.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I didn't know that at all.
So yeah, you can watch the display, or you can, and that was a nice shot there, boy. I think Nick may have known about this because he definitely aimed for that. The ones on the right again Well, he took the 200,000 that time.
It always seems to be on the right for him this time.
Yeah, it's right. But like I said, it can be either, and there's no real. There seems to be random about which one is chosen.
That's an interesting tidbit. I had no idea about that.
And after a certain number of jackpots, you go into the second phase where you're shooting the shots up the middle, and there's sort of this bazooka guy.
Yeah. And a drain down the right for Nick, so he goes back into single ball play. But he had a good pickup there. He didn't get the super jackpot, but I don't know if you noticed, he did get the 6X off of the Blackbird scoop that I was mentioning.
Yeah, he's got 3 million from the multi-ball. And now we'll see the very exciting Sentinels mode.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that the software isn't as done with the enemy modes yet. There's not a lot of points in these things, so it's really risky to try and play these out.
All right, Nick loses the ball there where he got only 200,000 for that shot. The shot would have been more valuable if Sentinels wasn't running.
Yeah.
But 5 million and change, and here's Les Kowal. And like you said, Les is not in a position where he can compete for the victory here.
So he's just playing for fun, or he could act as a bit of a spoiler if he comes in first.
Yeah, and what kind of prizes were people getting for second and third in this event?
There was $1,000 for second place, $500 for third place, and $250 for fourth place, and a quick drain for Les with only $800,000 on the board.
Dang. So Les is playing potentially for $250 if he can win this game. He can make third by taking 4 points ahead of Nick Lane for third.
That's true. Nick did come in last, and Les did take first, and there is a possibility of him coming out ahead into third place.
Here's John Flitton, very high quality player there. And actually, he looks like he bounced a couple times into Wolverine and started the multi-ball with one shot.
Yeah, that was kind of lucky, but that's pinball for you sometimes.
You know, John's been a solid player for many years now. I encountered him in a long match at the IFPA tournament 3 years ago now in Minnesota.
Took you to 9 if I remember correctly.
9-game match.
Yeah.
With I really only survived that match with a lucky break on Twilight Zone in the final game. And he's playing strong.
Yeah, he's always been a very good player. He's sort of my own personal rival from the local area, and we've had a long-standing friendship built on that, basically.
Yeah, he's also a flow player too. Like, you rarely see him stop a ball.
No, not very much at all. He always likes to joke about the fact that all he does is chimp on the flippers to score.
Flippers score points.
Yeah, exactly. He just says, just shoot the flashing lights, it'll be fine.
There's 2 million. That's the 2 million for a Wolverine completion. And back around again. 600 and Drano.
Simultaneous something there going on, as Adam Lekoff likes to say.
The simultaneous event has occurred, but that John has a 1.8 million lead after one ball.
Yeah,
and
so that's a good
you
start for him.
and he are pretty much equivalent as far as where your progress in the game is. But he played a stronger Wolverine multi-ball.
Yep, basically. And, I mean, we haven't mentioned it, but the X-Men characters come into play with the Magneto multi-ball. The more you have, the more your jackpots are worth.
Stop hitting that ball.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember screwing that up and not flipping when I was supposed to, so that was fun.
You can start Magneto multi-ball by hitting that captive ball, but it takes an obnoxious number of hits.
Yeah, you can, but you won't. Your jackpots will be worth nothing because you won't have any X-Men characters. The X-Men characters started or completed determine the jackpot value and the lit shots during the jackpot or during the multi-ball.
Absolutely. Was that a tilt warning there?
I don't know, maybe.
I thought I might have seen a tilt warning. Anyway, I'd be shocked to see anyone tilt after what you did on ball one. But that was a solid, quick completion there of Rogue. 2 million for the completion, and that puts Nick into a threatening position. He's almost caught up to John.
Yeah, the Rogue is a nice little mode that you can pick up some quick points. All the shots are lit for a smaller amount of points, but if you shoot Rogue again, it's a quick 2 million, and a quick drain again for Nick. That's unfortunate. But Nick has passed me at this point with 9 million.
It's going to be interesting if John can put up a good ball 2 here, as Les drains with a zero flip, so he could just plunge again.
And he hit the skill shot, so that was a good choice on his part to identify that he could drop the ball and then take another shot at it.
Yep, and that skill shot also started rogue.
So we'll see if he can pick up the 2 million. Just missed it by a little bit.
Boom!
And there it is.
And the extra pickups even a little bit higher than 2 million. 2-3, 2-5, whatever it is. 3-1.
Yeah, he made a couple of shots before hitting that 2 million, so he hit 2 shots and then rogue directly, so he actually made an extra million off that as well. So with as low scoring a game as this, that's not a bad pickup.
Yeah, I've seen players ignore those white modes, and I'm not really sure why, because they really are worth a fairly large amount of points. Left out lane drain, as we hear in overhead announcements. Les with 5.3 million, still 5.5 million, excuse me, within threatening range, and he hasn't played Wolverine yet, where all the other players have. So
yeah, so he's in good position to do something.
If he starts Wolverine and does well with it, he can potentially hang something on.
Yeah, he does have that opportunity.
But, John, good outlane save there.
And he's got the Phoenix running, which not one of the better modes, but you know there's some points there, and he has lock lit, so he might as well take the shot.
Take the shot, John. Take the shot.
But yeah, no, what you were saying before with the white modes, there is some points to them, and they don't take a lot of shots. So it's not a bad idea to actually go after them sometimes.
Yeah, the new code on X-Men allows players to start new white modes while the white modes are running. Actually gets a little confusing because basically everything is flashing all the time, and it's hard to tell what's running and what's lit. Where in the version you were watching here, the white modes were on one at a time.
I personally prefer the white modes being on one at a time, and a stupid crappy surrender drain from the magnet there, and John ends with 12 million, so he's in a good spot right now.
Yeah, you're going to have to put up a good ball here. I assume that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a 100 million ball here, right?
Yeah, 100 million ball.
I
think at this point I was...
You could try hitting anything first, though.
I was trying to go for the stack. I have, I think,
Stop
one or two
hitting the
shots.
captive ball. Will you stop hitting the captive ball already?
I was closer on the captive ball than I was to... I'd only blocked one ball at that point, and I think I was only 3 shots away on the captive ball. So I was like, I'm just going to stack it in.
No, don't do it, man.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh, my God. I don't think I've seen anyone start that multi-ball through the captive ball.
Well, you're about to see it.
Really?
Yep.
It's like 10 hits to the captive ball.
Yeah, it is quite a few, but I had no progress any other way, and this was the best option I thought at this point, because I just wanted a multi-ball and then a stack. And there it is.
Amazing. Really amazing. And I mean that in the best possible way.
But I mean, it's bad because this is really only a 3-ball multi-ball, and I only have the Wolverine shot lit, so my jackpots are worth nothing. So I'm hoping that I can pull something out with Sentinels, and that's about it.
There's low value here. You can cash in that jackpot off of Wolverine, but then to relight them, you need to shoot Magneto.
Yep.
Fortunately for you, you become an expert at shooting Magneto right into the captive ball, so that'll be the easy part. And you're right, Sentinels is running this whole time too, and Sentinels rewards combo shots quite a bit. So, wow! Big zap there from the Magneto mode. Every white mode you play adds 100,000 to the value of jackpots in this round, and also makes that shot a jackpot instead of a measly 50,000 award.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I'm literally just playing out.
I gotta say that was a chance to bang the ball into the other ball there, too.
Yeah. And this is what you saw me doing
that?
there is I had 60 seconds left on Sentinel, and I knew I only had 2 or 3 hits left on Wolverine, so I timed out Sentinel so that I could get back into another multi-ball.
Okay. And yeah, well, getting Wolverine would be a really big coup here if you can get a second Wolverine going. 2 more, 1 more. Oh, you survived it. Nice.
Yeah. So I knew going after Sentinels was pointless. I knew that there were not enough points there for me to really tag anything on, so I knew I had to time that out and get another Wolverine going to have any chance of winning this thing.
And Blackbird's not lit yet, so this is dangerous. You might end up being a short one here.
Yeah, I mean, Blackbird gets significantly harder to light every time you use it, so it's much harder to light the second time through than it is the first time.
Oh, and that's it. Oh, and that's it.
Double drain, yeah, nice. So
Double
another
drain.
simultaneous event.
But 18 million puts you in the lead, and now it's out of your hands, really. It's in the hands of Nick Lane and John Flitton. Nick coming into this ball with 8 million. He's going to need 10 million on this ball, so he'll need a Magneto. And ooh,
nice lucky ball save.
Little ball save there. Not too bad. We'll check his Magneto progress, but he's really got to make those Magneto targets. Looks like he may be going back for Wolverine instead, but it's 4 more shots to even start Wolverine. I think that this is the right play for him to go for Magneto and try to start a Magneto multi-ball, especially if he can start it with a villain mode running together. And he's chosen Sabretooth, which just advice here would be to do what the other players are doing. If someone is picking Sentinels, they must have a good reason, right? So let's just do what they're doing.
Else is doing, yeah. I mean, Sabretooth's not horrible mode. At least there's most of them shots lit, but it's not as valuable as Sentinels could be.
Right. And there's one shot to Wolverine that he could have had.
Yeah, that's the other thing that you're right. A good point is that he's sitting there nailing Wolverine a couple times, and he could be going into a multi-ball right now as opposed to just getting like a couple 100,000 points.
Beast mode would have started with 2 shots to the left loop.
Yeah, this is where I think, timing out the mode makes more sense than playing it through.
Yep. And some players, I've talked to them about timing things out, and they don't have patience for it. They're like, why should I sit here and wait a minute? My return to that is, would you wait a minute for $2,500?
Or the pin in this case?
Because I'm gonna wait 1 minute for $2,500 anytime. Oh, more time! Terrific. Just exactly what was designed. There's 2 hits to Wolverine, and that drain happened the same way yours did.
Yeah.
2 million in Sabretooth points, but it wasn't it wasn't what he needed.
No.
He needed to beat your 18, and so that'll be the end of the road for Nick. Nick could possibly make it to second place, depending on how the outcome comes for Les here, but Les will need a strong performance to potentially catch Nick.
And he should be going after his Wolverine at this point because he still hasn't played it, so I think that'll be his next shot. Or no, maybe not.
Looks like he's going for Xavier. He's going for
no, he's got Beast lit,
Beast
that's
is
why.
running. But I don't see him aiming for Beast either.
I don't know if he knows the rules on this game. This game was still fairly new when the Canadian Pinball Challenge happened, so not everyone is as familiar with the rules as everyone else.
There it is.
Nice little carom into Wolverine right as Beast ended, so that was really lucky.
It all counts.
They do.
All right, Les, put it together. Big score here.
Hey, he can do it. I mean, Wolverine is a good multi-ball. I think he's still got his Add-A-Ball ready, so there's a lot of opportunity for him to put something up.
Yep. Clearly some strong flipper skills. He's got the Add-A-Ball ready to go on the left pole. And there it is. He's going to bring that Add-A-Ball into play. He's skillfully drain here if he wants to. Yep, skillfully draining.
Yep.
200,000 for the Wolverine, and the ones on the right are worth 600 right now. The ones on the left are worth 200.
Lost one of the balls and still going.
Ones on the left are 600, and that's it. It's all over. And the left outlane eating a lot of balls. It's definitely a difficult outlane overall. That will lock Les into 4th place for this game. And unfortunately for Les, is a 4th place in all 3 games in the finals.
Yeah, not a great showing, but it's not indicative of his skill. He is a good local player, and it just wasn't his tournament.
Hey, $250 though.
Yep, nothing to sneeze at.
Now, what is that really worth? Is that worth like $300, or is that worth $150? I can't get the exchange rate.
I think it's about the same right now. I think we're on par these days.
Nice. Wow,
And,
John plunge for potential for, wow, that was very high quality there.
Yeah,
So
and I don't know if you noticed, he got the 2 million off of Rogue, so he was sitting at, I think 14 million going into this multi-ball, so he's primed to take over first for sure.
John was able to plunge and lock all 3 balls back to back. Get right into Wolf, get right into Magneto. He needs to beat 18 million total to get there. The screen that he can see will show his score, but we can't see it up here because it's at the very top of the dot matrix on this animation. But,
and I guess one thing to point out is a lot of people, they just let the ball auto plunge out of the scoop. They should be doing the short plunge so they could do exactly what John just did and lock all those balls right away.
Another 500. It ain't looking good for you, sir.
No, it does not look good at this point. I remember thinking that
that's another
this was
500.
not what I needed at this
point. That is another 500. Too many 500s in the crowd is cheering because they know the challenge has gone over the top. He waves to the camera. He waves because he is the winner of the Canadian Pinball Challenge.
Yeah, and he ended with 19 million walking away from the machine. He played exceptionally. I mean, I don't mind losing when I feel that I had a good game and I don't feel like I played horribly. So all the power to John for pulling it out in the clutch and picking up the new Pin Transformers machine.
So it's a walk-off victory for John Flitton, 9 points in the round, and he wins the pin.
Yeah, he wins the pin, the brand new pin. No one had ever seen it. This was the first time anyone had ever seen it, and it's not a horrible game. It's not the greatest game in the world, but it's a lot better than most people think.
And Adam Becker wins second place with $1,000 for a job well done. That was the same value of the prize of the Canadian Pinball Championship for first place. What? So
yeah,
not bad for a weekend's work. Nick Lane comes in third, and Les Kowal takes fourth place.
Yep, it was a good tournament overall. Hopefully it'll become a more frequent and annual event.
Great. Well, thanks for watching.